Hello, here we are back on the podcast again for another week. 2 episodes away from number 10, number 9. I don't know why I'm saying this so weirdly. Episode 9.
Yeah, we're on episode 9.
How are you?
I'm good, Jake. How are you? I don't think we need to introduce ourselves. We do. I feel like people know who we are.
I'm just checking in how you are. That's all.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't think we have to say, oh, I'm Kate, I'm Jake, because I think by now, episode 9,
yeah,
people
but what
know
if this is the
we
first podcast someone's listened to?
Oh, well then I'm Kate and he's
and
Jake.
I'm Jake. And this is Getting Comfortable. So,
what's happening?
relax, get comfy, and let's jump into this. We've got a few topics to talk about.
Yeah.
First one being The Favourite.
Yeah, we actually watched it this weekend after we talked about it last week, which was probably my favourite episode, which was the Oscars.
So we watched the movie, The Favourite, which was nominated for Best Picture this year.
Didn't win Best Picture, but Olivia Colman, who plays the lead, Queen Anne, she won Best Actress. I'm gonna say something. I don't know if she should have won Best Actress.
Who should have won it over?
I don't know.
I thought she was really good.
She was really good, but I
and
don't...
even at the end when she's all sick and shit and half her face is drooping down that, I thought it was really good the way she did that.
Yeah, but then I'm oh, I don't know.
But 10 minutes, even after the first scene of seeing her, I said that weird. The first time I saw her on screen, the first scene she was in, I straight away believed her as that character. I didn't see her as Olivia Colman. I saw her as that character. She was into it straight away, and I fully believed her as that character immediately.
Yeah, she was brilliant. She was. But then I actually think Rachel Weisz should have won Best Supporting Actress. I think she was really good.
I didn't think your one from Beale Street should have won that. She's the one who won it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think she should have won that. She was good in that, but she wasn't great.
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz was very good in this.
And Emma Stone as well.
Yeah, Emma Stone was great in this, I thought. I loved her in this.
And Taylor Swift's boyfriend is in it as well. He was so weird.
Who was he?
He's the one that Emma Stone marries.
Yeah, that was a weird relationship. I feel like she only married him so she could be a thing again.
Yeah, did you not get that? She only married him so she could be a lady.
Did I not get that? I just said it. I just told you. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, yeah. She married him so she could regain her title as a lady again.
Yeah.
And then when she becomes a lady, it all goes to her head. Yeah.
And I think right at the end, if you haven't, it's not even a spoiler if you haven't seen the movie.
No.
But right at the end, she's basically, I'm not saying what happens, but one thing leads to another. She's rubbing the Queen's legs.
Yeah.
And there's before Rachel Weisz basically leaves the palace or whatever
she's
it is.
exiled.
She leaves it, and before she goes, she's like, "Oh, you think you've won? I'm playing a different game and all this." And I was like, "What does she mean by that?" But then I think the look on Emma Stone's face as she's rubbing the Queen's leg, I think that's the moment where she realizes she's kind of "What did I win? What did I get here?
Yeah.
I'm a lady, but what is my life? I'm on my knees rubbing this Queen's legs for what?"
And the Queen doesn't even like her anymore.
No, she's fed up with her.
Because Emma Stone is the one that made her best friend, who's Rachel Weisz, leave her basically.
Yeah.
Best friend / lover.
Yeah. But I thought that moment right at the end, at first when I first saw it, I was like, what is the significance of that look that Emma Stone has? And I think it is that she's just okay, I've got the Queen to myself, but was it worth it? What?
Yeah.
So what did you think of the movie? Did you like it?
I did like it. I really did.
I thought it was very funny.
What's the director called again?
Oh, Jesus, I forget. He directed Killing of a Sacred Deer and The Lobster.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
And, his movies make me feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Especially The Lobster, I couldn't watch it all because I just felt
Oh, that's a great movie.
I just felt so uncomfortable watching it. And I know that's, his intention, when he's directing. But with The Favour, I didn't feel uncomfortable, like, at all. I just
At all?
No.
Really?
Why did you?
What about when like she has the big meldy leg and all, or she's like rubbing the cream on her leg, she sneaks in, or when they're like riding and Emma Stone's like stuck there?
No, I just thought that was funny.
Really?
It didn't make me feel uncomfortable.
It's not as strange, I guess, as the Lobster at Killing of a Sacred Deer. Killing of a Sacred Deer is worse than the Lobster. You haven't seen that. If you think the Lobster's bad, his name is Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah.
That's the director.
He's a great director. I'll give him that. Like,
He
the
has
shots in the movie were like unreal.
And he has a very specific like type of humor.
Yeah, it's dark humor.
Yeah, but even I've seen other dark humor movies, and this is different.
This goes like beyond.
He has his own specific style, which I think is, I don't know. It's the fact, like, everything. It's hard to be original.
Yeah.
In movies these days, so the fact that he's already made this like unique style for himself, like straight away you know it's him.
Yeah.
Like if I never told you who directed that, you probably could have guessed it was the same guy.
Yeah.
Because it's you can just tell his style.
Oh, it was just a really good film. Like,
yeah, I enjoyed
Olivia Colman was funny. Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone were funny. Your one from Skins is like one of the main characters as well. He was so good.
He was class. What is his name?
Harley.
He was in
He's
that vampire thing as well, wasn't he? Remember that vampire movie?
What vampire movie?
Oh God.
Twilight.
No.
Oh, for anyone that doesn't know, Rami Malek was in Twilight. I forgot to mention that last week when I was going through how I knew he would be a star. There's another one.
His name's Tony in Skins. Tony Stoneham.
Ooh.
What's his real name? What's the guy?
Nicholas Hoult.
What's that movie he's in?
Wasn't he with Jennifer Lawrence for a while?
Was he?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
They were together for a while.
That's weird. I wouldn't put them two together.
Yeah, like, I don't know. They were in a movie together. They were
Warm
in
Bodies.
X-Men together.
Warm Bodies.
Ooh.
That's the vampire thing I'm thinking of. Or he's like dead, or zombie movie or something. I forget what it's about. Anyways, back to The Favourite. What was your favourite moment?
Ooh.
Or like scene or something?
Ooh. Let me just think for a minute.
Yeah, it's actually hard.
Because I think my favourite scene, because of just how weird it was when Emma Stone and Joe Alwyn were in the forest. And they were like...
That was weird.
Attacking each other and stuff, but they were like acting weird. Oh, it was like, I can't explain it. Like, you just have to see it in the movie.
They were flirting.
To get the humour.
They were flirting, but they were aggressively like wrestling each other around the forest and all the leaves and stuff. It was really weird, but it was really good.
Yeah, like I loved how they did it. It was just so funny, and like the acting and everything.
But the thing I really liked about that is the director, right? Like, he could have just done a typical romance, like flirting, little looks at each other and stuff. But he went like a really weird way about it.
Yeah.
Where their version of flirting was like tackling each other and rolling around in the ground. So, but I feel that's probably more realistic.
Yeah.
That's probably way more, because people are weird, and like when people flirt, it's not like a by the book thing. You know what I mean? When there's two people who actually flirt with each other, sometimes it gets weird.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever flirted with me, have you?
I don't know.
Unless you're just pretending to flirt with me. I think that's it.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think you have.
Well, like, making you laugh and stuff, that's kind of flirting.
No, it's not.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
If you can make a girl laugh, you won half the battle there.
Ooh.
Anyways, let's wrap it up.
What's your favourite scene?
Oh, my favourite scene... I really... no. One scene that sticks out is when Rachel Weisz and Olivia Colman are like banging for the first time we see anyway, and Emma Stone's like stuck in the room with them, and they don't know she's there, and she doesn't want them to know that, and she's sneaking out, and the wood is creaking under her feet, and it's so intense, and you're just waiting for one of them to just turn around or something. That one really sticks out to me. I really liked at the very start of the movie when Emma Stone's in like the carriage coming to the castle, and the guy in the carriage is like giving her like a nice little look, and she's giving it back, and then all of a sudden he starts like rubbing his dick, and she's like has a really weird look on her face, and then the shot just cuts back to Anne and Rachel Weisz, to Olivia Colman and Rachel Weisz, and then Emma Stone walks up and she's just got mud all over her, and you're like, what the hell just happened between then and then? Like the shot cut and we didn't see what happened, and then when she explains it, we realise she fell out of the carriage. Like
she was pushed out of the carriage.
Well, yeah, he like felt her arse or something. Your man felt her arse, and she like jumped out and fell straight in the muck. But I just thought that was a really interesting way of delivering that punchline of the fact that she fell out. Was they just cut it, and you're like, what happened there? And then you see her all filthy. I like that, the way he did that. So final thoughts. I would say if you haven't seen it, it's a really good movie.
It's not as like, I don't know.
It's an easy watch as well.
Yeah, it's just a really funny movie. Like, the acting is good and the story is good. So, what would you rate it?
I'd probably give it an 8.
I'd probably give it a 9.
Really?
Yeah, just because it had me the whole time.
Yeah, true. All right, so let's move on. Next topic we want to discuss. We're probably a bit late on this, but we saw Fyre, the documentary, for the first time last night. And it's been out for a while, so we probably are late, but we saw it for the first time.
And we're just like...
It just blew our minds.
We can't think about anything else but that.
It was crazy. It was really so crazy. Some of the things in it is like it's so similar to Abducted in Plain Sight, because you start watching it and it's mad. And then it gets just crazier and crazier and crazier as things goes on. And you're like, how is this real? How did this happen? And when I never heard of it. Like, it was this huge thing all over social media. I never heard of Fyre Festival.
Me neither.
And it's recent.
Yeah, it was 2017.
So, yeah, that was one thing that really surprised me. I'd never heard of it until this documentary.
Like, and I follow all the models that were in it, like, on Instagram. And I never, like, picked up on it or whatever. Well, they probably
deleted all them posts since then.
Yeah, but like I followed them at the time, and I never like picked up on it because you know, they share loads of things. So I'm just not like looking out for something like in particular. So
basically, for anyone who hasn't seen the documentary, Fyre was a music festival that was supposed to be on a Pablo Escobar's island, his old island in the Bahamas. Supposed to be a music festival held on this island, and it was like aimed at richer people, higher class people who could afford like their own, and basically it was sold to them as live on your own island for a weekend, party with your favorite celebs, listen to the best music, and sleep in your own villa. So it was sold as, you know, it's not a music festival where you go and sleep in tents. You're going to be sleeping in like a villa or something, like a big house to yourself. And it was all just bullshit. None of it was real. The island, they didn't own the island. They said they owned the island. They didn't. They had to move to another island, which wasn't like a remote island. It was a popular, like it was, people lived there. Yeah. But it was all bullshit. But like they photoshopped the map. When they moved to the island, they photoshopped the map so that it looked like it was an island on its own. But they basically cut out the rest of the island that it was attached to make it look like it was on its own. But like they sold all these packages without having anything booked, anything set up. So this place was just like deserted. It was just them on it. There's like a few houses and stuff like that. But it wasn't until like it was like 45 days before it was set to start. They started to like build the stages and stuff. And it's won't go into too much detail because there's so much in there. Like,
Yeah.
it's so much shit happens, but it's just crazy because the guy he's basically set up by this guy called Billy McFarlane and Ja Rule.
Yeah, but it was a festival to promote the Fyre brand.
Yeah, they had like this app.
Yeah, and they were gonna. It was like book your favorite celebrities.
Yeah.
Like it was gonna be like the easiest way to book a celebrity like that you've never had before.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the Uber of booking celebrities, as that's what they said in the documentary.
And then they were like, "Oh, we'll have to have a festival because this Fyre is going to be aimed at those kind of people, like better than middle class people that can afford it."
It was aimed at rich people.
So they were like, "What better way to throw a festival?" But they had nothing organised at all. And you're watching the documentary, and you can see the days being counted down, and nothing's ready.
It just gets worse and worse because when he runs out of money, the guy is running it. He runs out of money, and instead of like ending the festival or cancelling it and trying to be honest with the people, he just releases more packages, or he releases a wristband, and he's like, "Oh, put loads of money on it already before the festival, or buy something else with it before the festival." Basically, just trying to squeeze every bit of money he can to fund stuff that he's already promised to them. It's crazy.
And like, people are like commenting on the Instagram like, where am I flying into? Like, can you give us some information on like
they didn't
flight
know where
updates?
They were flying.
Where are we staying? Yeah. Can you post some pictures?
Because all the villas and stuff that they were told they were staying in, they were just sketches. There was no pictures because they weren't real. And people were asking questions like, is there plugs? Like, can I charge my phone? Like, really realistic questions. And they just were getting no answers. And it just basically... And I couldn't believe that they actually went through with it. And the day comes and it's just a disaster. It's an absolute disaster.
Oh my God. Like
you have to watch it.
The pods they had... It rained the night before the festival. So they had like these little pods with like blow-up mattresses in it. Nothing like the villas they had shown in the packages. So basically it was like a free-for-all. If you didn't get a tent, you had nowhere to stay. They didn't have enough tents to accommodate all the people that came. And they sent them like to a restaurant and kept them there for 6 hours while they were waiting to sort something out. And I think even their luggage as well. Yeah. They put their luggage in like
they just put it in a pile.
They put it in 2 trucks. And then they just threw all the luggage and they were like, if you here, just take your bag, like we've
find your own shit, like. But I think one of the like victims of this whole situation, the one that got me the most was the woman who ran that restaurant that they sent them all to on the first day, because she was never told that they were gonna go there. It's just all these people came to the island and they had no plan set up to get them to the festival. So they just said, go to this restaurant and wait until we basically contact you to do more. This woman had no idea. She had to serve them food, alcohol, and all the people working there that day never got paid because there was no money. So she had to pay them out of her own personal savings.
Like it was 50,000 out of her life savings that she had to use to pay those employees. Yeah.
And she never got compensated, nothing. And she couldn't sue because she didn't have money to get a lawyer or anything like that. So,
and like it wasn't her fault. Like Billy just sent them all there.
Yeah, and she felt bad for the people who were working on no pay, so she took it upon herself to pay them. It's just it's mental. The whole situation is mental. It's a hard
documentary to watch.
But he's in jail now. He's in Orange County in New York. He's in jail.
Good.
And him and Ja Rule were sued for $100 million in a class action lawsuit by all the people who attended. Like, they need money though. The people who attended. Yeah. The people who attended are idiots. Like, some of them were doing my head in watching the documentary.
Like, there was this one guy, and like he was a victim.
Not all the people were idiots, by the way. I didn't mean all the people. I just meant some of like the richer people who went. They were the way they spoke in the documentary really annoyed me. Continue.
Like, there was one guy, he attended the festival and he like filmed it on
like a selfie
stick, and him and like they had limited accommodation. Like, keep that in mind. And him and his friends decided they didn't want any neighbours,
They didn't want anyone sleeping near them.
So they went into all the tents around them, pissed on the bed, poked holes in all the tents. What else did they do? They
took mattresses out of the other tents around them. They, like you said, cut holes in the side of the tents, and just he was like laughing, saying, "Oh, I think one of my buddies pissed on their mattresses and all." And it's like, are you for real? Like, this is a situation where there's barely enough places for people to stay as it is. There's no support systems in place. Like, no one has any help. There's barely any food or water, and you're just destroying the only bit of accommodation people have just because you don't want people near you. Like, are you for real? He was such an arsehole, like, and it was that type of men, like the way he was acting. That's why when this all went down, people had no sympathy because they were like, all these rich kids paying thousands and thousands, and they give fuck. We don't care. Like, they were laughing at them.
Oh, like the things on Twitter, like the memes and stuff.
Oh, it was
were
so
hilarious.
Funny. It was so funny.
And like, I do find it hard to like sympathize with
some of them.
With some of them, because I think a lot of them, like, that money would have meant nothing. Like, they were just doing it because, like, everyone had to be there at this Fyre festival.
But I do sympathise with some of them, because for some of them it was just they were going to this cool festival. I mean, some of the influencers got given free passes. Yeah. So like, yeah, okay, we'll just go. And then they just got completely fucked. And it wasn't their fault. Yeah. So I do sympathise with some of them, but it's just some of the fools that went. They were the ones I just didn't care about at all.
Like, there was one guy, and I think he, like, ran his own business or something, and that's how he was invited. And, like, he got a lawyer to sort this whole thing out when they got back. And him and his friends were, like, awarded $5 million then at the end of the... But I don't think he, like, really cared about going in the first place. No. But just... because he was, like, fucked over, he was like, well, I'm gonna sue. Like, I'm not being treated that way. Yeah. But then it was so fucked up as well, because your one Billy, even after this all went down, he made another business.
Oh my god, that was the bit that just fucked me over. Like,
and like, they were recording it as well.
But he got arrested, got out on bail for $300,000, and then he was committing more fraud. He made up this other fake company to sell these fake tickets to, like, the Oscars, the Grammys, the Met Gala, Coachella. He was selling these fake VIP passes, and he was doing it under someone else's name. But while he was on bail, like... And he was recording it. He recorded it himself.
I know.
What
but they targeted all the people from Fyre Festival. Yeah. So this guy that had hired his lawyer, he was getting all these, like...
emails, and he knew straight away.
Yeah, and he was like, I know
it's them.
Yeah. And this journalist caught on to it. Yeah. And was like, these two are similar. Yeah. She began following it up. So you can't get tickets to the Met Gala, and anyone that has a ticket has to be approved by Anna Wintour, who is the chief editor in Vogue, and like, she runs the night. So there's no way people were like selling tickets for that.
But they made money off it.
Yeah, like, I think they got...
It was like $100,000 or something.
Yeah, $100,000.
Off, and that was only off one of the ticket scams. So there was loads of they actually made money off these things. Anyways, it's nuts. I thought the documentary was so well made. Like, it was brilliant.
It was really good. You do find it hard to, like, sympathize with a lot of the people like that were part of Fyre Festival. But
there is some where...
Yeah, like, if you, like, some of the victims, like, you do feel for them, like, that they spent all this money and got nothing in return. But the one I feel the most sorry for is that woman in the Bahamas who has nothing now. Yeah. And all the workers as well from the Bahamas that were, like, working day and night to set up this...
Literally 24/7, like.
To set up this Fyre Festival, and they have nothing now.
No pay, no compensation at all. If you haven't seen it, we haven't even... There's still some crazy bits we didn't even talk about. Some, like, really jaw-dropping moments that we didn't even mention. So,
and, like, we just watched this, like, on a whim. We weren't planning to, like...
Yeah, I was just like, let's just throw it on. We weren't even planning to watch the whole thing. I was just like, let's just watch, like, half an hour of it while we eat dinner or something. But we just were so sucked into it. So if you haven't seen it, there's still so many crazy parts we left out. So go give it a watch. It's definitely worth a watch. It's mental. So let's move on.
Okay.
Third and final topic we want to talk about is Jordyn Woods
on Red Table Talk.
And it's, I don't really care about all this drama, but what I always love about these situations when these famous celebrities are put in these bad situations and stuff, when they do these interviews, I follow this YouTuber who is like an expert in body language reading.
Yeah.
And then she'll break down and read their body language on these interviews to basically say if they're lying or not. That's the part I love about it. It's just these people, like, their body language being read.
Yeah.
So go on, you explain it. Don't go into too much detail, but just give us the summary, because I'm sure everyone knows. But
right, yeah. So as Jake said, as everyone knows, so Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy Tristan Thompson cheated on her with Jordyn Woods, who was Kylie Jenner's best friend. Obviously, huge like news story, was everywhere. Like, how could they do this? Like, to be honest, I wasn't shocked that Tristan cheated on her again.
That part had no effect on me at all, because he cheated on her already. He was caught like leaving the club not too long ago.
He cheated on her like when she was
pregnant,
giving birth to
like you can't be surprised that he cheated.
Yeah, and like I understand, like she wants to stay with them, like for their baby, which that's like obviously hard. Yeah, people want a family. Like, you don't want to be out there with the newborn like by yourself.
I know, but you can't. Sometimes like you just have to be like.
Yeah, but she should have got rid of him the first time. And like even she said herself, like it wasn't a shock this time.
But that's stupid.
But like he humiliated her again, and they have a daughter together.
So stupid.
But anyway,
I was surprised. Not that Tristan cheated, but that Jordyn, Kylie's best friend, cheated. I was surprised. I honestly didn't see that. Not that I knew who Jordyn Woods was.
Yeah.
But just the fact that I know she's been on, like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians and all, like, they treat her like a sister themselves, like. So that was the part that surprised me, that she actually did that. And
that's
when you watch her,
like...
when you watch her on Red Table Talk, she just bullshits the whole time. Like, she just makes up everything.
Do you think so?
100%. She constructs everything. And that's what the one in the body reading was saying, is when she was like, she was because when people lie, they look a certain way. Like, I don't know, I'm no expert, but they look a certain way. And when people are accessing a memory in their head, they think it's like up to the right they look, or up to the left, I can't remember. But when they're constructing a story, when they're constructing a memory, they look like a cross, like that. Like from like left to right, or to the right side of the brain. And she kept doing it. Every time she would talk about details from the night, she'd construct something. She never told it just straight. Yeah. She just made up shit the whole time. And if you watch her, she's so stiff. Like, she doesn't move at all, apart from like her head and her hand. She's just like that. But her back and her body, her legs are so stiff. And that's always a sign that someone's lying. Yeah. Because they're afraid to let their body talk.
Like, I didn't believe her. And then when she said, like, hook me up to a lie detector, I was like, well, maybe, like, if they did that, maybe there might be some truth in it.
I think she's bluffing.
I don't know. But, like, anyway, she did this Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith. People probably know. It's a good, like, it's a Facebook show.
Yeah. I thought it was stupid, to be honest.
What?
What was the point in that, like?
Because no one had talked about it.
But why would we want Jordyn's side of the story?
Well, unless isn't gonna come out and say
unless she was going to come out and just be 100% honest, or unless she really didn't do it, and then she was telling you, but she did do it.
Yeah, she said, like, it was like they just, like, he kissed her
on the way out.
On the way out, like, it wasn't like a proper kiss, like a big smooch. It was
I don't
just
believe
like
that at all.
Peck. There's no, like, passion behind it.
And the way she talked about the way they were sitting, that was like a huge red flag for me.
Yeah.
When she was like, people were saying I was lap dancing, people were saying I was sitting on his lap. I wasn't. I was sitting on, like, beside him, and my legs were dangling over him. Like, she was just talking about all these stupid details.
Yeah.
Like, why would you be saying that? And as well, at the very start of the interview, she's like, when I got to the house, I realised I shouldn't have been there. And
well, then,
like, why?
Get out.
But why shouldn't she have been there? She knows Tristan. That's her sister, her friend's sister's fella. Why shouldn't she have been there? There's obviously a regret of her being there. Not because she's just there, but because something happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Because what's the problem with that?
Like, she talked to Chloe and Kylie the next day. And, like, it was like, oh, Tristan wasn't doing anything.
Yeah,
but she left out the truth, like.
Yeah.
I think if she had just said to Chloe, like, he kissed me on the way out, like...
But that's not what happened, though.
But I'm just saying, if she had said that,
yeah.
then that's being honest with Chloe, that something did happen.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have blown up as much.
No, definitely not.
If she just said it to Chloe. But, like, at the end of the interview, she's like, I can't leave my house. My siblings can't leave my house.
Why? Because
people are going to, like, attack her. The Kardashians are like a big army. Yeah. Like, if you hurt one, you hurt them all. Yeah. And they'll just, like, go after you. They don't got no love for anyone that betrays them.
Anyway, I think she bullshitted the whole time.
But then, like, Chloe tweeted after the interview and was like, why are you lying? Like, you're the reason my family broke up. That one, I didn't really get it because, like, Tristan was the reason, like, your family broke up. Like, he did it once. He was obviously, like, gonna do it again. And then people, like, in the comments were like, you're 34, you're a mother, and you're dragging a 21-year-old. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, get a grip and all this. They're like, you're so immature. And then the next day, she tweeted and she was like, I wasn't shocked that he cheated on me again. Like, he's after humiliating me. But it's the fact that someone that I'm close to and who I think is a little sister betrayed my trust like that. And she was like, Jordyn didn't break my family up. It was Tristan. Like, it was Tristan's fault. Yeah. Which it was. I don't... Look, they're both to blame.
Anyway, who cares? At the end of the day, they're all saps, in my opinion.
I like the Kardashians.
Anyways, I just thought that whole red table thing was
well, look,
funny because
Kylie Jenner doesn't need any friends. She's a billionaire now, self-made billionaire.
She's not self-made.
She is from her cosmetic line.
Yeah, but do you think she made that? I'm sure she has a team around her who's done that and just put her name to it. Anyways, let's move on. Let's finish off the episode with a little quiz.
Yeah, well, I'm winning the quiz now.
Let's just not talk about last week's because that was an embarrassment. Let's go. I have a quiz about Disney princesses for you because that's your chosen topic. That's your expertise topic.
And I have one about superheroes for you.
Okay, so I'll start us off. Question number 1. How many Disney princesses have red hair? Oh, I have options. Will I give you the options?
Chick, I can see it in your glasses. Not the options, I can just see a line of Disney princesses.
Okay, yeah, but you can't see the answer.
I'm just trying to think.
Will I give you the options?
If you want.
1, 2, or 3?
2.
Yeah.
Just do you want me to name them?
Yeah. Brave
and Ariel.
Alright. Here, will we say if you get it without the options, you get like 2 points? Or we just
no,
go?
Okay. Right.
Go on.
What's the alter ego of the superhero Poison Ivy?
Options, please.
Okay. Dr. Pamela Isley, Susan Storm, Aurora Monroe, or Diana Prince.
I think it's the last one.
Let's see. No, it was Dr. Pamela Isley.
Oh, ballsack. She's not a superhero, she's a villain. Anyways, which Disney princess had a father that was an inventor? Snow White, Belle, or Tiana?
Belle.
Yeah. What the hell? How did you know that?
Because I was seeing Beauty and the Beast.
Alright, go on.
Okay, what's the alter ego of the superhero Wonder Woman? Do you want the options?
Gal Gadot. No, I'm joking. Yeah, give me the options. I don't know her name.
Aurora Monroe.
No.
Aurora Monroe, Susan Storm,
No.
Selena Kyle, or Diana Prince.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. It
is
I'm
Diana
an idiot.
Prince.
Why did I say that for Poison Ivy? Of course.
Okay, so it's 2-1.
To you. What item is referred to as a dingle hopper in The Little Mermaid? A rake, a fork, or a brush?
I don't know. I haven't seen The Little Mermaid. Could you repeat the question?
What item is referred to as a dingle hopper in The Little Mermaid? A rake, a fork, or a brush? Come on.
I'll go with a fork.
Yeah, I think you're... Does this tell me... Does it go green if you're right? I think you got it right. Yeah, you got it right. Alright, continue. Give me my next one.
What's that? 3-1?
3-2. Oh yeah, the 3-1. Yeah, this is my... Yeah, okay, yeah. This is my third question.
What's the alter ego of the superhero Blade?
Oh, for God's sake.
Norman Osborn.
No.
Tony Stark.
No.
Harvey Dent.
No.
Eric Brooks.
Yeah. Because I know all the other ones. Harvey Dent's Two-Face.
Yeah, you're
Norman
right.
Osborn's the Green Goblin.
Okay, so what is it? 3-2?
3-2. Will we do like 5 each?
Yeah.
Which Disney princess is barefoot for the entire movie? Pocahontas, Mulan, or Snow White?
Pocahontas.
I could have got that. And I haven't even seen Pocahontas and I knew that.
Yeah, we did. We watched it the night before we went to Disneyland.
We watched like 5 minutes at the end.
We didn't watch 5 minutes. We watched half the film.
We didn't, we just stopped.
What's the alter ego of the superhero Catwoman in Batman Returns?
Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
I don't need options for Batman. I know all of them. Apart from Poison Ivy. Which dwarf does not want to initially accept Snow White in the house? Happy, Grumpy, or Dopey?
Grumpy.
This is too easy. Like, you don't even have to know Snow White to know the answer to that. Fuck's sake. This next one's too... I'd pick the easy one for you. I'm not even asking that next question. I'm going to the next one.
Wait, it's your turn.
Right, what was this? That's 4-2. Go.
What's the alter ego of Tarzan?
Oh, God. He's a superhero, is he?
Apparently. Dr. Edward Nygma.
No.
Harvey Dent.
No.
Lord Greystoke. Al Simmons.
Oh my God. It's one of those last two. I'll go Lord Greystoke.
Yeah, you're right.
There we go.
So what is it? 3...
3-4. So 5. You have to give me a chance to... Alright. What Disney princess movie was the first to show war? Mulan, Rapunzel, or Snow White?
Show war. I'll go with Mulan.
I knew that as well. And
I was trying to think if there was a war in Snow White, but I don't think there was.
Go on. So you have 5 now. Did you just win then?
Oh, yeah.
I have to give me a chance to come back, like. I got 1 wrong.
Yeah, well. I got none wrong.
Go on.
1 second. Okay. What's the alter ego of Sandman?
Go on.
Kane Markle, Norin Rad, Flint Markle, or Bob Parr?
What the fuck?
Thought you knew superheroes.
That's not a superhero, it's a villain. The second one, Norman.
No.
Oh,
it's
would you
Flint
suck
Markle.
my ass.
There, you had a chance there to come back.
Right. If you get this next one wrong, I get another chance to come back.
Okay.
Which of these is not the name of a Disney princess animal friend?
Okay.
Gus, Mushu, or Woody?
Woody.
Right. You win again.
Gus is Cinderella's little mouse, and Mushu is Mulan's dragon. And Woody is a doll.
Which Disney princess is from France?
Belle.
Like, you just know every question on this. Which Disney princess does not get married at the end of the movie? Jasmine, Tiana, Ariel. I think I know this.
Jasmine doesn't get married at the end of the movie.
Yeah. You just know all these. Which movie does not feature any talking animals? Cinderella, Little Mermaid, Snow White.
Snow White.
Yeah.
The birds sing, but they don't talk.
That was too easy. I gave you an easy one. Anyways, what's that, like 5-2 now?
Look, I just know. No, 5-3.
In quizzes?
Oh, sorry.
I think it's 5-2.
Oh my god, I'm absolutely smoking you on these podcasts.
These are the only things you ever beat me at. It's so annoying, because this is the only thing people hear. So the only evidence is that you just beat me and shit, and that's not what happens, I swear.
Well...
Anyway, thanks for listening.
We'll be back next week.
With a new topic.
Except next week we'll be uploading from abroad, because we're going to see Zach Abel in Manchester.
Okay, no one cares.
Next week.
What's the point in saying that? It'll make no difference to them.
Oh, shut up, Jake. That's just what we're doing. Okay, so we'll see you again next Thursday.
Thanks for listening. You know where to find us. Leave a review. Share it around.
Download
or
it.
else you're
Listen
dead
to
to
us.
me. See you later. Bye. Love
Thank you. Bye.